The movie opens on a rainy night in London. A Turkish autistic boy named Ekrem goes to a hair salon run by his uncle, Azim. Ekrem locks the door, shuts the shades, and changes the sign from open to close. Ekrem is introduced to a Russian man named Soyka, but gets incredibly agitated. Azim hands his nephew a razor blade and urges him to follow through on their plan. Soyka discovers what's going on and attempts to leave, but is held down. Ekrem cuts Soyka's throat, making him suffer painfully before dying. Elsewhere, an ailing-looking Russian young lady named Tatiana strolls barefoot into a pharmacy and asks for help. But the clerk refuses, assuming she is a drug addict. Just then, a huge amount of blood starts to flow down her legs. Tatiana collapses and is taken to the hospital instantly. Since she is found pregnant, the doctors perform surgery and manage to save the baby, yet Tatiana passes on, tragically. A Russian-born English midwife, Anna, reports the passing and cares for the child. Anna then returns home from her night shift. She lives with her caring mother Helen and her alcoholic, pain-in-the-ass uncle, named Stepan. The following day, on Christmas, Anna hands her uncle a diary which she has taken out of Tatiana's purse and urges him to translate it since it's in Russian. Uncle Stepan refuses to do so and also scolds her that she has stolen from a dead girl. Despite the fact, all she cares about is to find somebody to take good care of the baby. While skimming through the pages, Anna comes across a business card for a Trans-Siberian restaurant as her only clue. But she is totally unawares that the restaurant is actually run by the head of a Russian mafia named Semyon. Then we are shown Semyon's son, Kirill, and Nikolai, who is the family's loyal driver and bodyguard. At the same time, Anna is parking her motorcycle in front of the restaurant. Kirill asks Nikolai to bring Azim and his wife to the restaurant. As Nikolai is driving off, Anna knocks on the restaurant's door and is warmly welcomed in by Semyon. All the laborers are preparing for a major party at the eatery. At the point when Semyon sees his lovely granddaughters playing the violin in error, he generously tells them the best way to do it right, by playing a tune. Anna hands Semyon the business card found in Tatiana's diary and asks where she can find Tatiana's relatives to help her baby. But Semyon denies knowing the girl. Semyon apologizes that he can't help her with the case. But what Anna tells him that she will likely find more information when she gets her diary translated. Semyon volunteers to decipher the diary himself and advises her to carry it to him tomorrow evening. Before she leaves, Semyon ensures he knows where she works. Nikolai pulls up to the eatery with Azim and his wife. He remains outside by his vehicle, which is left close to Anna's bike. Anna emerges and he praises her on the bike and asks her if she has any desire to sell it, but Anna refuses as it had a place with her dad which holds sentimental value to her. Nikolai then asks her if she wants to go get a drink. But she ignores him and speeds off. Later at night, while Anna is eating dinner along with her family, Uncle Stepan gets drunk and asks Anna how long she is going to stay with them. The remarks upset both women, making Anna leave and Helen gets after him. She tells her loved daughter she can stay as long as she likes. Since Anna just broke up with her beau, that is why she's living with them. In the meantime, at the restaurant, while everybody is having fun and drinking, Kirill receives a phone call when he makes sure the coast is clear. He signals to Azim that everything's fine. Nikolai drives Kirill and Azim to the hair salon, and Azim wants Nikolai to wait outside because Azim dislikes him. Kirill refuses, since Nikolai works for him and is useful for the job. Once they enter, they are startled by Ekrem, who's ecstatic that he got tickets to an FC Chelsea soccer game. Azim sends him out the door, and guarantees them that he will not talk about their presence. They go to a freezer, where Soyka's body is. Kirill claims Soyka was like a brother to him, while his face's expression tells otherwise. Kirill hands him the envelope full of cash, saying that money is respect. Nikolai places the corpse on a table and uses the dryer to defrost the body as the body is excessively firm. He then warns Azim and Kirill to leave, since the job is going to get a bit nasty. Nikolai puts out his cigarette on his tongue, and then cuts off all the fingers and removes the teeth from the corpse. Nikolai and Kirill then drive out to the waterfront and toss Soyka's wrapped-up body into the river, where it submerges. When Stepan flicks through Tatiana's diary, agitated, he tells Anna to be extremely careful about the diary as he finds words like rape, prostitute, and needle in it. Somewhere else, the police have tracked down Soyka's body. As the lead inspector checks the corpse, he discovers that Soyka belonged to a ruthless Russian brotherhood of criminals named Vori v Zakon, in which every part is tattooed while in a Russian jail, with each tattoo having importance. Reading his tattoos, the inspector deduces he is a captain who knelt to no one. He also finds a note in Soyka's jacket. Back to the restaurant, Anna visits Semyon. She hands Semyon over a photocopied Tatiana's diary. The original diary will be delivered to Tatiana's baby girl when she's old enough. Semyon claims to be drunk, so he will translate the diary tomorrow when he is sober. He asks her where she lives to send her a translated one, but she refuses to reveal it. As she leaves, Nikolai shows up at the door with a very drunk Kirill who is unable to even stand up. Enraged, Semyon shuts the door on them. When they finally enter, Kirill drops on the floor and lays his head on Nikolai's shoes. Disappointed, Semyon walks over to his vile side and kicks him severely few times. Nikolai tries to stand up for him, but Semyon puts him in his place. The head of Vory V. Zakon family of the Russian Mafia operates in the shadows of legitimate business, in this case, a popular restaurant. Nikolai notices Anna outside attempting to fire up her bike. He tries to fix it, but the motorcycle is dead. He offers to drive her home in limo, since it's pouring outside and Semyon won't forgive him if he let her walk home. In the car, Anna tries her best to get information about Tatiana. But Nikolai declares ignorance since he is just a driver. When Nikolai drops her off, she asks him what he wants in return. Nikolai replies Anna to consider it as a Christmas gift. Nikolai and Kirill hit up a whorehouse for a party. While Kirill enjoys lots of underage prostitutes, Nikolai shows no interest. When Nikolai turns down his request to be with one of the prostitutes, furious, Kirill orders him to do what he is told as he's the boss. He also wants to make sure Nikolai is not gay as rumors said. While Nikolai does his order, Kirill claps him at the door while giggling. Before leaving, Nikolai gets mesmerized by a beautiful gloomy song. The Ukrainian prostitute whose name is Kirilenko whispers. Nikolai tosses her a wad of cash and asks her to live longer. At the hospital, Anna is looking after the baby, whom she has named Christine, and gets emotional as it's revealed she has lost her baby inside her recently. Just then Semyon suddenly shows up, telling him he had translated the diary and he was disturbed that Kirill's name was mentioned in it several times, including details about some illegal activities he had done. He urges Anna to not reveal the diary to the police and let Semyon take care of Kirill, telling her he is a good boy but was misguided a tad, after losing his mother at a tender age. Stepan is also a former KGB agent and is totally informed about the Vory V. Zakon crime level. So he is majorly concerned about her nephew's life. According to Stepan's translation, they all learned that Kirill threw Tatiana down the stairs and beat her when he had failed to rape her. To their shock, Semyon was the one who raped Tatiana and he was actually Christine's father. Anna briefed them about meeting Semyon that decide it's better to hand Semyon the diary to keep Tatiana's baby safe and sound. In the restaurant's backyard, Nikolai can be seen working on Anna's motorcycle when Kirill calls him on as they receive a shipment of old alcohol in a truck. Kirill tells Nikolai he has talked to Semyon to take Nikolai deeper into their import and export business, and he will be promoted as a part of the family. Just then, Semyon appears and slaps Kirill in the face as he discovers that Kirill was behind Soika's murder. When he finds Nikolai takes care of everything, Semyon finds Nikolai intelligent and tactful and relies on him rather than his own son. But he also notices that Soika's brothers are dangerous. Meanwhile, when Anna, Helen, and Stepan go to a cafe to drink some coffee, Nikolai shows up and takes a seat at their table. Stepan tells Nikolai he is a former KGB captain and knows how to cope with rubbish like Semyon. When things cool down, Nikolai asks for the diary. But when Nikolai gets the diary, he refuses to give them Tatiana's address and simply walks off. When Anna catches him outside and persistently asks for the baby's family address, Nikolai threatens her that she will ruin her good life if she does not avoid this case. Furious, Stepan rushes to him and spits in Nikolai's face. Nikolai calmly signals that he will kill him through sticking his fingers under his throat. Nikolai returns to Semyon's restaurant to give him Tatiana's diary. Semyon is glad that he has recovered it, but is concerned since Stepan has already read the diary and instructs Nikolai to kill him, one way or the other. It's also uncovered that Soika was eliminated because he was spreading rumors of Kirill being gay. Semyon then soaks the diary with vodka and burns it down. In the following scene, when Anna gets off of work, she is come up by Nikolai, who has got his motorcycle fixed and also hands her the address of where Tatiana's family is. He says that it's not a decent spot for a little girl to experience childhood, and proposes that Anna just take care of Christine herself. The next day, when Akram returns from London's derby between FC Chelsea and Arsenal, while roaming down the street with a mob of fans, he stops in a graveyard to piss on a grave. Two men approach him, one of whom is Soika's sibling, and cuts his throat in broad daylight. As Semyon is enjoying a Russian classic song named Ochi Chernye, played by an accordion player at the restaurant, he is told about Azim's arrival to meet him. Azim tells him that Soika's brother has killed Akram. The brother has decided to let him go, but in return he must give up Kirill. The reason behind his honesty is that he fears Semyon much more than those Chechens. Semyon isn't satisfied with this, but instructs Azim to inform the brother that he will do as he is told. A little later, Nikolai can be seen stalking Stepan to his home and following him inside, where it's inferred that he kills him. Later that night, Anna is waiting outside the restaurant when Nikolai and Kirill shows up. Kirill orders her to go away, and orders Nikolai to see her no longer. She tells them that Tatiana was only 14 years old. But Kirill simply ignores her. Before leaving, Nikolai warns Anna again to not get herself involved in Tatiana's case. As Nikolai and Kirill walk through the kitchen, Kirill brings up that the police raided the whorehouse and requested Kirilenko by name. They then visit Semyon, who dismisses Kirill to talk to Nikolai in private. Kirill is offended a tad. Later, he stomps off down the stairs to drink vodka. Nikolai lets Semyon know that he killed Stepan, which satisfies him. Thereafter, Nikolai goes to the first floor and has a drink with Kirill. He says that Semyon offered him the chance to get his star tattoos, which he acknowledged. Kirill embraces him and lies that it was his thought for Nikolai to get the stars. Later on, a few individuals from the Vory v Zakon show up at the restaurant and are welcomed by Semyon. Nikolai is situated before them, wearing only his clothing. The individuals assess the tattoos he got while in jail and audit Nikolai's criminals and family background. Nikolai gives up his family and is then given the star tattoos on his knees and shoulders. The following day, Azim meets with Nikolai at a bathhouse to examine some business. He says that it's a favorite gathering place since everybody can see the tattoos they have. Azim and Nikolai strip down and wear towels. Azim pardons himself for using the bathroom and, on second thought, begins to get dressed once more. Two Chechens come in, and Azim presents Nikolai as Kirill as they have no idea about Kirill's appearance. They spare Azim and barge into the sauna, where Nikolai is. Nikolai at last gets the upper hand and stabs the left thug through the eye. Later, at the hospital, Anna notices the extremely injured Nikolai. She goes to him and asks him if he knows where Stepan is. If he doesn't turn up soon, she'll get the authorities involved. Nikolai uncovers that he was sent by Semyon to finish off Stepan. But he didn't. All things considered, he sent him to Edinburgh and set him up in an inn. The police inspector who found Soika's body reaches the clinic and talks with Nikolai in private. It turns out that Nikolai is actually an undercover MI5 agent hired to penetrate the Vory v Zakon. The note he put in Soika's clothes was an advancement report, and he was the one who called in a raid on the whorehouse to help Kirilenko out. However, Scotland Yard and the KGB/FSB are displeased with Nikolai's star tattoo, thinking he has gone too far. Nikolai then reminds them that all they have to do is to arrest Semyon in charge of assault 14-year-old Tatiana. Also, they can demonstrate Semyon is the child's father through blood tests. Meanwhile, Kirill is blowing up balloons for another party and joking with his nephew when he sees several policemen arriving outside the restaurant through a security camera. Kirill sees his father after the cops leave. It's revealed they came by to take a blood sample from Semyon, which left both of them puzzled and panicked. As Anna's work shift finishes, she notices Kirill in an elevator carrying a gym bag. She rushes to the baby ward and finds flowers instead of the baby. Anna bumps into Nikolai again and harshly demands if he knows where Kirill took the baby. He sincerely has no idea, so they both rush out looking for Kirill, who returns to the waterfront where Soika's body was tossed. He holds the baby and sits by the water. Asks the baby girl to forgive him while he is sobbing. He's about to throw Christine in the river when Nikolai and Anna show up just in time. Nikolai tells Kirill that Semyon has gone too far, and they have never killed babies. He then urges Kirill to choose between him and Semyon. Kirill embraces Nikolai and says that he didn't know that Semyon set him up at the bathhouse. Nikolai says that he understands, and gives Christine to Anna. Nikolai then tells Kirill that his time to control the family is now, and they can be partners with Semyon out of the way. Kirill becomes cheerful again, and tells Nikolai that they should go out to celebrate, since it's New Year's Eve. Kirill walks off and waits for Nikolai. Anna demands to know who he is and why he helped them, but Nikolai simply responds that he couldn't be king if the king is still in its place. They briefly kiss one another, and then Nikolai goes away with Kirill. Some time later, we see Helen and Stepan setting a lunch table while Anna has adopted Christine and plays with the beautiful baby girl. Semyon is assumed to be in prison for Tatiana's assault. The final shot shows Nikolai sitting alone in the restaurant in a dilemma about whether he wants to be the head of the mafia.